Do artists need to build a community?
Yeah, definitely.
I think so.
Definitely.
My first thought was it's a little different compared to artists and like content creators. Because with artists, you have to show personality to build a community. You feel?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mhm.
Facts.
So music doesn't. It does, but it doesn't necessarily create that kind of connection, that real life connection with your
Audience.
audience.
Yeah, I think it depends. Because there are people that are able to build communities just specifically off of their music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think right now, the way the game is, and like in this day and age, if you're starting from scratch, right, and you don't have anyone that knows your music, obviously you need to get it on platforms or whatever so people have the chance to hear it. But then you kind of have to be a content creator in the beginning, unless you're lucky enough to start out with a hit,
A banger. Yeah.
you know, a banger. But then also that banger, it could be like good for you, could be bad for you, because it can elevate you right in the beginning, right? But now you didn't get the chance to build a community, build a fan
Yeah.
base.
Exactly.
So once the hype of that song dies, you're cooked.
It also kind of puts you in a box.
Yeah.
Because now people keep expecting that song.
Yes.
Again and again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
in just different ways and keep that same energy coming, you know?
Yeah, I think now artists are trying to build communities, but back then, I'm sure as an artist, you just want to make good music,
Yeah.
straight up,
Yeah.
and then hope
Yeah.
fans.
I think
fuck
that
with the
is
music.
our big thing, I think, as creatives, is like thinking that being good at the creative thing is what is gonna make you like successful or be able to live from that, right?
Yeah,
It's not. It ain't like that. Your
Yeah.
music can be mid and you can live off of it if you do the right things,
The business parts.
the business parts. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
like building a community.
Like
apart
building a
from-
community. And then also, like, I think I saw a video by Kato, the producer. I don't know if he's Canadian or from the States, but he was like, in music, it's a little different to other businesses because there's clout involved.
Yeah,
And clout, like, you can leverage clout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In music. And clout is kind of important in the wildest way. You know what I mean? But I think you have to be seen. That's how people who aren't quote unquote as good as you at whatever it is that you do get further than you, is because people know that they deliver that service, you know, and they know that they do it to a certain degree, like being good at it to a certain level. So I feel like it's like good music is the first foundational thing, like having good music, you know, and you'll never know if it's good until, well, if it pleases you, then yeah, you can call it good or whatever. Good music is just part of the package. Then you need to sell both yourself and the music at the same time.
True.
And it's like you are like the logo, you're the branding for your music.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I also think it's like good to build a community because it reduces your chance of falling off.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
if you look at, maybe you just go through your own YouTube subscriptions, there's probably a bunch of people that you probably subscribe to and you don't watch again.
Facts.
And that happens to musicians as well. These people that will listen to one song and they don't come back. But the moment they feel like, I'm a vamp, you know what I mean?
feel
It's
you.
different.
I'm OVO.
Yeah.
They're always
yeah.
gonna come back regardless.
Yeah.
So you reduce that chance of people falling off, and then some people get FOMO, so they want to join the community. So,
Yeah, they don't know what's up.
Yeah.
Not even they don't know what's up, but it seems
it seems like there's something
Like
going
there's
on. Involve me.
Yeah,
Involve me.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah, for
facts.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Welcome to No Reason Given. Today, as you read in the title, we're going to be talking about how to build your own community. Our guest today is a YouTube content creator known as ThatGuyDips. Me and C4 go way back with him. He's one of my closest friends, and based off of our friendship, I know that he would have great insights on how to build a community. In this episode, we'll be talking about what it actually means to build a community, the importance of building a community, especially in 2025. If you pay attention, Blanco actually shares some strategies he used to build his community. So I hope this is really valuable to you, especially if you're a creator trying to build your own community. With that said, make sure to watch it until the end so you don't miss out on anything valuable. And if you like the episode, make sure to actually leave a like on the episode. Also, most importantly, make sure to leave a comment. We really appreciate your comments and we actually read them in real life. So please make sure to leave a comment and give us your feedback on terms of what we talked about. Also, I love the comments, but I'd also love if you guys could give us some more suggestions on topics that we should discuss. And now that we're introducing more guests, please also suggest who you'd want to see on the podcast and we'll hit them up. So with that said, I hope you really enjoy this episode. Let's get back into it. Just to get into it, like a cool definition of a community is a group of people who have shared interests, passions, and they connect online to create, share, and consume content together. Something I feel Dips is saying, which is really interesting to me, is, how important is it? Which is something we were kind of saying because like Dips is saying, we've subscribed to Gang. I have like 100 subscriptions on my YouTube. I probably only watch 3 creators, regularly.
Yeah.
Same thing with like if you follow anyone on Instagram, probably follow 1,000 people. You're only seeing the same 5 people every time.
Yeah.
So how important is it? Like are creatives supposed to just focus on whatever they create being hot and not relying on the people who already follow them, or build that community where it's like, I know these people will follow me and watch my stuff every week, regardless of whether it's hot or it's mid,
Yeah.
So what's up with that?
I think the latter is the most important
Mm-hmm.
because the people that follow you regardless are the people that are they can easily turn your craft into revenue.
Yeah.
Right. An example, I always talk to Tabz about this. Like if you look at Mr. Beast, right? How many subscribers does he have now?
400 million.
400 million. And probably a bunch of them were just subscribing for fun's
There's
sake.
probably
Right?
bots in there.
You know what I mean? Probably. But sometimes what I do is to break down how much money he potentially makes, you can break it down like this. Out of that 400 million, let's say 10%.
5.
Or 5. Let's say 10 because
That's
it's easy
easy
to break
numbers.
down. 10% are his community,
Yeah.
right? So that's
40 million.
40 million people. Out of that 40 million, let's say he's selling a hoodie. Out of that 40 million, let's say 10%.
400,000 sales.
400,000 sales.
Even if you
400,000.
do 1%, bro, it's like 40,000.
You know what I
sales.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's the community.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a community and just people passing by, guys, I'm selling a hoodie. I was buying that.
Yeah, you're hoping that they'll resonate with the message or with the brand. And now the thing is, I think me and Tabz we started a conversation about this earlier. It's like how luxury brands have a specific thing that sets them apart from the other luxury brands and other streetwear brands, So musically, you kind of have to have that too. Like some sort of brand, something, a sound, a thing that you do, or your voice, something that sets you apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have that unique selling point first, so that people can actually even recognize that this is this and it's not that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think then it would be easier for people to resonate with the thing. So like how we're talking about like selling hoodies, sell to your community or whatever. And if you're just on the streets selling hoodies, you're hoping that someone is going to pass by and look at that hoodie, and that hoodie has to do something to them.
Yeah.
And push them to purchase. Kind of that's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, how tough is that? Because how many hoodies do you see every single day? What does a hoodie have to be like for it to actually catch your eye? You know what I mean? And stand apart from the other hoodies and be like, I want that hoodie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously, if you don't have a community, that's what you're relying on.
Yeah.
Your product being
a little different
and catchy and whatever, to the point that a random person, it resonates with it and sort of joins the cult or community. But if you already have a community, you're looking at people, basically leveraging or exploiting returning customers. Yep. People that you already know are fans of yours. People who you already know have bought from you before. Like, it's so important for even with events, it's the same thing. You have to actually get your fans' contacts. That is the most important thing, I think. I used to do it on my phone. It's just that it gets a little personal like that. You know what I mean? So obviously there's like Discord and things like that help you like have it in a certain place. You know what I mean? Not where, because I used to get calls like maybe 4 a.m. in the morning. Hey, Ski. Like, who is this? He's like, dog, I know it's early and stuff, dog. You're probably sleeping, but man, hey, should have expected this, dog. No, I'm just listening, dog. What? It's like, you should have just expected this, dog. Man. Then he starts talking about the music. Dog, that track. What? I'm like, why at 4? What? Yeah, I could have been like, no, I sang, my pick, I don't want. But he's like, dog, you should be used to this, dog. So, and I mean, he's complimenting me, and so it's like, away, gang. Yeah. Thanks, bro. But I feel like when you have your fans' contacts, and this all comes into building a community, you don't start looking for people to sell stuff to and whatever. You already have people who have already bought. You know what I mean? If they've bought one time, it's likely that they'll buy again. More likely than hoping that a random stranger is gonna see it and buy it. You know what I mean? Or listen to your song or whatever it might be.
For sure. It sounds like, to be more specific, building a community or a community is those people who really rock with your stuff. Back to what Dips was saying about like Mr. Beast's 10% probably makes 90% of his total earnings in a way. Because all of us know Mr. Beast. I don't know if all of us can say we're his fans or we've purchased anything.
Never.
Or we want to purchase anything.
Nah.
So it's not just the amount of people who know you, basically. And people should more specifically focus on those people who really, really rock with your stuff. Back to what Blanco was saying, like they'll buy your stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a level, like how do you, number one, what I was thinking about, like how do you even figure that out? Like who are those people you're trying to target?
Yeah.
I mean, in C4's Instagram, they're like baddies, random dudes, and then his family, then his homies. How does he now tailor his approach to being like, I want to focus on these 10%?
It's two ways, I think, right? You could do this from a business from the jump. It's just that I don't think anything creative starts as a business idea. You know what I mean? Like it starts as inspiration, like to be like the person who's inspiring you, but not in the sense that like get money like them, like as dope as them, as cool as them. You know what I mean? So you could start out with the business mind and say, okay, this is the music that I resonate with, right? That inspires my music. So my fan should be like this, looks like this. Actually, that's not even step one if you're starting as a business. Before you even make any music, you think, who is my fan base? Who is my customer? Who do I want to reach, right? And then you make a profile for them. Okay, I want to reach people between the age of 14 and 24. Obviously, they're in high school, just starting work, just ending college. You know what I mean? And they're into these certain things. So maybe if they're like more goth, like more rock vibes, or you know what I'm saying, hip hop people or whatever, you make a profile and you put a face to it and say, this is the exact guy and girl that I'm trying to reach. So how am I going to do that with my music? I have to make music about these certain topics. You know what I mean? I have to use these beats that sound something like this. You know what I'm saying? And that's, then you will essentially be building a business.
I have a question.
From the jump.
So is this after you gain the followers to identify or right from the beginning?
This is right from the beginning when you decide, I'm going to do music. Who are you doing music for?
I don't know. That's
I'm also I agree with that, but at the same time, it's a bit iffy for me because I feel like as a creative, you should do what resonates with you.
Yeah.
And then hope that the audience finds
there's the key word that we talk about. Hope. Hope.
Yeah.
You know, it's having your hoodie there and just hoping that somebody is going to pass by. Yeah. It's different to when you've been looking at all the people passing by, analyzing, okay, the people that buy these certain products, this is their behavior, this is how they roll, this is how they roll. That way you're not hoping. True. You're like, when I put this thing out, I'm targeting this person from their phone, from when they get into their cars and drive, from whatever. You know
I think you're selling a product. I think at this point, what you're describing right now,
your vest or Drake,
is you're selling a product.
Yeah.
Like an actual product. If you're going to identify, okay, this age, but I think with music, it shouldn't be that deep. I don't know, maybe it's just me.
But think about it.
Yeah. He's not fully wrong. Because like, I hear you as well.
Think about it, Ski. I'm like, I'm an artist, right?
Yeah.
Like I have 2 followers, dog.
Yeah.
I want to start making music.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I want goth. I'm going to split this.
Wait, nah.
This is why I start making the music.
Yeah, before you start making the music, you're like, okay, and okay, let's say it's right now. Let's say you're like 16 or something. I don't know. First, step 1.
Yeah.
Go to all your favorite musicians' page.
Yeah.
And look at why you like them. Then go to the followers.
Yeah.
And just look through those people. Look at those people. Go to in fact, their followers will throw you off because they're engaged following. That's the one you really want to check. Check their comments. What are people saying? Who are these people? Are they old? Are they young? Go on all your favorite artists. Check that out. Check their likes. Check their comments. Check who it is that's liking that stuff. Because that's who you want to reach. Essentially, that is exactly your target market.
Yeah.
You and people like you.
Yeah.
And you already know there's a market for it because you are part of somebody's community, low key.
Exactly like that.
Already.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I also argue that, like, I mean, in my experience, and you guys can talk about how you guys built your communities, but like when I would rap, you know, you can even start off with the not so serious, right? And just put out music and hope people like it. But then eventually, even if you don't want to, people are gonna be like, I liked your raps because of this. I liked it because of that.
Yeah.
And then you figure, like Blanco was saying, like maybe that same person is a guy who bought a shirt.
Yeah.
Now in your head, you can either like start making Amapiano because you like making Amapiano or whatever. But then I think naturally also you'll start leaning into what you know your biggest fans like, just out of you don't want to disappoint them.
I think that's why I was asking Ski, is this from inception? Or like when you already built that type of thing?
Man, like now looking back at it, I could have like I was gonna say Drake did or Casper and Vest did it. But I feel like even for them, it started more organically. And then when they got to a point in their careers where they were a big product,
and that's when they started.
Then they made their music a product. And I don't know so much about Casper because I think I can still hear inspiration. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Right. But I know Drake actively works with writers. And when I say writers, I don't mean that they're sitting together like, okay, this is the next line. Nah, you record the entire song and send it to Drake. And then Drake
does whatever he does
on top of that. You know what I mean? And that's how it works for even Rihanna, Beyonce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like they're too big to just run their business as if it's independent. That's if they want to scale it. That's also the other thing. You know what I mean? I feel like especially as an independent artist, you should also sometimes be okay with where your business is at.
Yeah.
Like, okay, my fan base is at this certain level. Like, consistently, I have this many listeners monthly, and when I drop merch, I have this many people buying. Obviously, you want more, but sometimes that trying to get more is what kills your business. Because when you scale, you have to invest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think maybe it's just me, but I think we started off a little too forward. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I was going to talk about building communities. And I was going to say, how do you build a community? You basically described it, right? You basically described it. But I think the first thought was, you don't actively build a community. I think that's the thought process I had. Like, if you're going to, if you're starting off like with 16 followers, dog, and you're like, I'm actively building a community, I personally believe that shit's not gonna work.
The thing is, here's the thing. It's because of the execution. The guy who actually puts in effort is more likely to succeed than the guy who just hopes. You get what I'm saying? Like, if the guy who's intentional. So, like, for me, let's say like TikTok, right? I just started my new TikTok this year. I'm at around 4,000 something followers, right? And it's nothing amazing or anything, but I'm intentionally posting every day. Now I've fallen off. I'm posting every other day, but posting every day is what is gonna. So at first it was cringe. It was weird.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like,
feels like that.
I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to my phone. I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? But then I'm like, it's more important. This message is more important. Never mind this message. Just putting a video out is more important than anything.
Because you're going to get a follower that is not part of the community. Yes. And then as you keep posting, as you keep working hard, he ends up being part of the community. I don't know if you get what I mean.
And also, like, if you think about like things like viral videos, you know, only like I have 4,000 followers, but I have a video that has 200,000 views. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, if you think about it, a small percentage of that viewership was my following.
Yeah.
All those other people were just random people that came across that video. And then from that, all those views, only a slight percentage followed me because of that video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So obviously I feel like having content is the first step, like being out there
and getting a follower.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the people follow cringe stuff.
Yeah,
you know, people followed dumb stuff. You know what I mean? Funny shit. You know, so I feel like it's also you have to just have the mind to know, like, okay, how can I monetize this? You know what I mean? How can I flip this? And also, I feel like also with monetizing is you have to be willing to not be selling anything for some time. You know, obviously your music is there, and the reason it has to be there is because people are already on Spotify, Apple Music, what. So you want them to be able to access your song as soon as they get a chance to hear a snippet or whatever. It shouldn't take them forever. They should be able to click a button and go to Spotify.
I will say, at first I was kind of like disagreeing because I was like, oh, you just kind of have to, you know, be creative and do it. But I also am thinking, as you said, hope is one of the worst things you can have as a creator right now, because everybody has access to it.
Yeah.
Everybody can go into a studio and rap. Anybody can pick up a camera and be a content creator. So what exactly is making you stand out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so hard to stand out because there's so much happening.
So much.
So everybody's starting content today, yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to tailor it to make sure that, okay, people are going to see me and say, because of this, I'm going to watch him and not go to the next guy doing the same thing.
My chat is, how many successful people in artistry and industry-wise said they knew they were going to be successful?
You have to believe.
They believed and they hoped.
Yeah, so it's a mix of hope and strategy.
But the thing is, the ones that actually became successful,
they got strategies as the time went on.
Right? But that's an assumption. Yeah. I think there's always strategy from the beginning. Right? Because think about it, if you're recording your first mixtape and you choose to make your album cover a certain thing, you could choose randomly and be like,
put my dog.
I'll put my dog.
Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you will resonate with people
that
who
fuck with dogs.
maybe that fuck with dogs.
And then that's your whole personality.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But what if your music is about guns or money, but you've got your dog as the album cover?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You're confusing us. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's like, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like what's going on here is a great question. But like, for example, like if you see Cardi, you can wonder what's going on here. Like you're scrolling and you see him on stage. His image, the way he dresses, the things he'll be doing, you can wonder what's going on here. But it's kind of clear what's going on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this man is a vamp rock style guy. You know what I mean? He's branded himself in a clear way. Especially if you look at hip hop, like no one has his aesthetic.
And I like that you gave the Cardi example because it falls to what I was saying. Cardi was not a vamp at a certain point.
Yeah,
he wasn't a point. He wasn't a vamp from.
Thought about it.
So that's what I mean. Cardi was big before he even got into the vamp thing.
But then the vamp.
Let's talk about Whole Lotta Red. If we're going to talk about vamp community and Cardi's fan base, right?
Yeah.
Because initially we can say he was Cash Cardi.
Yeah.
People vibed with him because of the swag. Music wasn't too serious like how maybe other music might have been serious at the time. You know, his voice, his drip, whatever.
And then he changed it up.
And then what I think is that man is intentional about everything. I don't think he by mistake became a vamp. Or just was like, I'm gonna be a vamp.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't think it was the case. I think it was a intentional, calculated move. What is everyone doing? How can I be different to what everyone is doing, but still be genuine to me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think which proves what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You feel me? From inception.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, bruh. I feel like from inception when you're trying to blow, thinking about blowing and being calculated, I believe you're gonna fail.
Not calculated, intentional. It's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Intentional is saying, I'm gonna post a video every single day about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't need to be calculated like...
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like, okay, this first video is gonna be like this. But I feel like initially you have to do a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to every single comment. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Unless it benefits your brand or the way you see it is, okay, I want to be mysterious. Let's say Cardi mysterious. I want to be mysterious. I don't want to be posting gang. I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be doing that because whatever it might be. But the thing is, the only thing about mystery is you have to be known and then become mysterious.
True.
You know what I mean? It takes that first initial thing and then you just become mysterious.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like if you're mysterious from jump, no one knows. No one's going to know
just
you.
A guy.
You know what I mean? You're just a mysterious guy.
Muluki.
Muluki. I'd say the one thing about where I agree with you, let me say, right? If you're trying to be too calculated or think too much at the beginning, that's when people don't do anything. That's a lot of people.
No action. Yeah. Analysis paralysis.
You sit down.
The game is like this.
I'm gonna do this, post here, this time. You just don't.
Then you never, because now also the idea, you know, like, what am I gonna say on the video now?
Yeah.
Because you've done so much of this analysis and checking that you might not even know who you are anymore because everything is
too formulaic.
Exactly. Yeah. And it can show. But then the thing is, that's why it's important to start, because you do the strategy first, right? The strategy is the strategy, right? And the plan is the plan. And then you implement it. Then you update it as time goes. You check. So you look at this thing and you say, okay, I want these fans. I want the hip hop fans. I want the hip hop fans that are into music like this to be into me and my music. So how am I going to do it? Okay, I'm going to do such and such a thing. And then you do that thing. It's going to have its upsides. It's going to have its downsides. And I guess the key is to do more of what works and less of what doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's good to analyze and whatever at the beginning. Your first video or your first piece of content is probably going to be trash or confusing or whatever. You're going to do it. You're going to get feedback. You're going to do another one. You're going to get feedback. Once you've done 10, you're going to have a base, something to base your next moves off of. You know, you'll be like, okay, my strategy was to do these 100 videos, right? And I've done 10 so far. And I think what I'm going to do is switch up how I'm doing the videos, and I'm going to switch it up like this. Then I'm going to shoot more videos. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like even before you get into it, it's good to have like a basic strategy, not like specifically calculated, because there's certain things that you're not going to know. Yeah. You're going to post and you might find that people don't like you for the thing that you thought they like you for. They like you for something else. And you have to, if it's going to be business, you have to lean into that. But if it's just for fun and self-expression, then you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
The thing with building a community, né, it's good. It's very good. But then there's been an issue online about parasocial relationships when people think like, because I consume this nigga's content, I'm in his community, I know him.
Yeah.
So now people will get mad at you when you're having a rough day. Like, let me get a picture. Like, really? But the fuck?
Yeah.
You're my dog, like, bro. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also think parasocial relationships are kind of important for the creator, whether you're a rapper or whatever.
Yeah.
For example, you look at streamers. Right? Let me talk from a streamer context. These parasocial relationships are the reason why these guys will get into controversy. And these niggas will be in the comments saying, not my guy.
Yeah.
Not my nigga. Not my nigga Aiden.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They defend you with their life. On top of that, again, they turn into revenue. Easy. They're the ones that are there all the time.
All the time.
So what's that line between a community and a parasocial relationship? Because you make that Discord. You're talking to them every day.
Yeah.
And this is my boy.
Yeah, I've had that problem, like I was saying, because I had like people on WhatsApp, like my fans, and having my actual number that I use, you know what I mean?
Was this peak Faded Young times?
Yeah, at that time. Because like I used to do this thing where I call my fans. I would just be like, okay, everybody post that number. You know what I'm saying? Either DM or post it in the comments, then I'm gonna call you. And I just buy like a ton of airtime. I'll be like, yo, what up, Ski? You know, thank you for being my fan type vibe, you know. So
how long would you talk to them?
As long as the conversation goes for, you know, because some people you call, they're like, for real. That's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? And then they can't believe it sometimes. Other people be like, dog, Ski, I've been trying to tell you, man. You need to They're
giving you advice.
Giving me advice, telling me everything.
That's why now it turns into the parasocial thing a bit.
You know?
It's like,
but like, it's cool, like once off, you know? And most of the time, I never got someone who would like hit me up constantly, like, yo, Ski, you know what I'm saying? Like it was, for the most part, I feel like it was respectful, you know. I think it gets funny where if you have like a group, because we once had a group on WhatsApp and like we had like hundreds of people in there. So now people just be posting anything.
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
Forex.
Right.
I'm selling shoes.
Forex, flyers, they just start posting that shit, little weird shit. So I feel like you also as the creative, you need to have your platform, you know, or platforms that you have your communities on. I think driving people to something like a Discord is also cool because Discord feels different. You know, you're texting and like, you know, you're like, this is this guy. Like, you know, you're in a group chat with whoever it might be, like Aiden Ross or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you're on an actual literal call with Aiden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, but then they don't have your actual number. So you could just log out of Discord and not get calls and log in when you need to and whatever, you know what I mean? You don't have to be there the whole time. So I think as long as it's not creepy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as long as it doesn't get to a stalker vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But also, I wanted to add on the parasocial type thing. You know why it's like that? It's because there's things like subs. Bruh, once niggas start giving you money directly, they feel like they're entitled to whatever you have to say, or like the shit they should do. Because now it's like they're giving you money real life, bruh. Like, thank you for the 10 gift. I just give this nigga some money. Hey, nigga, let me fuck your mama.
You feel me? That escalates a bit too far. Don't get.
How much did they send, nigga?
5 gifts.
Yeah, this is what I think. It's also it's the sub thing.
So yeah, I hear that money does make it a bit of a shaky situation.
Yeah. Also depending how the money comes out, because like I feel like if you're an artist, you do a show, that money that supporter is paying, it's like they already burnt that money. Like they're not even thinking about. They know that they paid this because they want the show.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, as long as you show up and perform, they'll be good. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like also with like subs and like on streaming, it's a little different because they're just giving you money.
It's literally that.
They're just donating money to you just because you're cool or whatever it might be, bro. Whatever it might be.
Okay, but let me ask this then, because you guys, it's even you as well. You had that blow up, right? And I'm assuming that period of time, everybody's approaching you at any given time. How do you balance that of being like, okay, let me talk to the fans, but sometimes like, yo, I'm having dinner with my mom's.
Yeah.
And you're trying to take a picture right now, or I'm in a rush.
Yeah.
I can't, how do you balance that proper? Because I think that helps with the community.
It doesn't, I feel like it's not too crazy in bots.
I was about to say,
I've been to like multiple restaurants and like the niggas know me and whatever. Like I'll be with my mom or my girl and you know what I mean? Niggas will approach. I feel like the thing is, it's also with the parasocial thing is like, my mind is already tuned to say yes to the photo. You know what I mean? Like we do the photo, you take your photo, you dip. You know what I mean? Like it's not that deep. It's just, I've noticed also like girls can feel a way where it's like, if it happens maybe like twice or 3 times, like you're having dinner or whatever, then niggas like, hey, ski, dog. Snap it out. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm with my girl type. But honestly, bro, like for me also, it was never a problem because if it was never happening and then it starts happening to you, it feels like, okay, there's some people that actually appreciate what I do and that know me, you know what I mean? And if this is all that it really takes to make them happy, then like, why not? You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's just complicated with your girl because your girl also makes you happy in a different way. So she might be like, yo, if they make you so happy, then why do you need me for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think just balancing it isn't. I think it's actually being legit also with your partner and saying, yo, we're gonna go out. People are gonna approach me. People are gonna talk to me, whether I like it or not. I'm not saying I'm fucking Michael Jackson, but it's gonna happen.
But you Blanco.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And like you should know that. Like prepare yourself for that. Like I don't know what to say. Like
for sure. I was gonna add to the balance thing, like, cause I don't know how you guys or if you've experienced this, right? Like obviously I'm not on y'all's level, but like there was a time where like at the car show, it was like, I think I told you about it.
Probably.
When the car show happened, I forget when. And, you know, usually when not that many people, it's like, oh, Tabz, we have that track with Ski. I'm like, I know him in real life. And stuff like that. And I was chilling just by the fields, just chilling, waiting for my in-drive. And then some dude came up to me and he's like the 5th or the 6th nigga of the day. So I'm like, another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, another one.
And then as he's dapping me up, right, this nigga starts shaking my pants. Right? I'm like, what the fuck? I told you, right? The nigga starts shaking my pants. I'm like, why the nigga's touching my belt?
Yeah, like, how you do it?
And then like I look down, I see my phone in his hands.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, this nigga's bleeding my phone.
Yeah.
And then I took my phone and then he walked away. Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, after that, like literally there's another time I was at the fields and some niggas came actually talking about the podcast. Like, oh shit, it's Tabz from the podcast or what. And in my head, I'm like, shit, it's happening again.
They go
around me. So it's like, how do you, like even just like security, you know, like you want to be cool with niggas. You want to be that close with them, but now they start calling you at 4 a.m. You know, you want to be that close with them. Now it's like you're sacrificing a bit of your security because you're just greeting regular niggas.
Yeah.
You know, like
facts.
That's also a thing. Like how do you guys feel about it? If you've been in that situation? You know,
for me, it hasn't quite happened like that. Like I think also it depends also where you're at and the fan base, because sometimes you find like, bruh, some fans just want something of yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a memento.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you leave it somewhere like a cap or like a hat, especially because those are easy, you know what I mean?
Stealing, dog.
It's stealing, but bruh, you know, like niggas are in the crowd like, dog, it's dog.
On that cap.
Like it's like anything, bro.
Yeah.
Even a shoelace, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. So sometimes it's true love, but other guys are like intentionally trying to harm you in a way. So I feel like also because we're in bots, we don't really hire security. If I'm gonna hire security, it's gonna have to be a serious situation. You know what I mean? But I think it's tricky because you'll never know what their intentions are. I never go nowhere with nobody. You know, I'll never like meet you and you'll be like, let's go such and such a place. I want to we're gonna take that picture here. That's it. You know what I mean? And also like, man, I'm sizing you up, bro. Like,
can I fight
I
this
can weave you. My boy.
That's the exact same thing I told Tabz. I was like, nigga, that nigga would have caught hands, bro.
Before
anything before grabbing my phone, nigga, that nigga would have got it with my
he was
phone.
just going to hold my
Nigga.
phone. He was only going to he's gonna give it to me nicely. Beautifully. I'm sorry.
And then you described him, you said he was like a teen.
Yeah, probably like 17.
I was like, bruh, give me that 17-year-old, bruh.
I was devastated.
Let's take a step back. Okay, before we go, I don't know if I should acknowledge the fact that he's in the background, but I want to ask him a question. But we have to go back to what we were talking about earlier. Because I figured, like we were talking about building a community at the beginning of your career and everything. Yeah. And you recently started blowing up, or not long ago, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
When you did that, was there like a plan from the beginning? Like, am I going to, for this community, this is how many times I'm going to post, blah, blah, blah? Or did you just start posting, it blew up, and then you started making a plan? What was the approach from the beginning?
Shit, I get it now. Just started making content, to be honest.
Yeah,
you like one area blow out where I can actually get something out of this. Yeah, that was the whole plan. So then I started making more content until it actually blew up.
So it's kind of like on C4's point.
Yeah.
Oh, both of you
building
really
organically, right? But also the thing is, okay, I don't know about Wavy's earlier content, but Wavy, a chef, and everybody eats.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
So I mean, if you're posting shitty food, I don't think you're gonna blow. You might blow up because people will be laughing at your food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is he's in a relatable lane.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Easy to niche down there.
I don't want to say easy.
Easier.
Because easy is tricky. You know, there's a lot of people that can cook and there's a lot of people that can make content, right? But he's kind of doing both of those things at a higher level compared to other people who would like to do it.
But,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
I'd also argue with Wavy, not that I know his real life, but like when you started making content, it wasn't like cooking, right? Like you were making, I remember you were talking about Blanco.
Yeah.
You were talking about music. And then I think when, stuff started moving cooking-wise, you leaned into it? If I'm not mistaken, you can elaborate.
Nah. I started with cooking videos, right? Marikidi Kopanzele, the voiceover, talking about controversy, whatever is going on, until later, so
you've been cooking from the beginning?
I've been cooking from the beginning. Yeah. Cooking has always been my thing, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And for also, if you think about it, that's a unique selling point. Most people, when they're cooking and their content is about cooking, they talk about cooking. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's different to watching a cooking video, still getting the value like, okay, I should do this, that, and whatever. This is how I can make the meal. But also, I'm listening to a story. It's similar to, there's this girl on YouTube. She does murder mystery content, but she does her makeup while she's talking about the story. And then at the end, she got her face beat and the story's over.
Yeah. And I think what my disagreement with what you guys were saying was, you don't actively build. That's what I'm saying. I feel like actively trying to build a community from the beginning is tough, and it usually for me, I feel like it won't work out. So I wanted to ask him, like, do you actively try and build people that fuck with you heavy? Or you just did it, and then maybe as time went on, you started seeing the people that were fucking with you and leaning into them more? Or, that's basically the question. Like, do you actively try and build
Damn, I don't know, bruh. Now I just see people fucking with my shit. I don't want to work out. Okay, people actually fuck with my shit. So what I'm gonna build a community, can I defend it, I'm gonna pike on. That's what happened.
Okay. But can I say something to add to it? The thing is personality. It's like what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just on there being myself, talking my shit. You know what I mean? And people either resonate or not, right? But here's the thing. Even if it wasn't, let's say, quote unquote, intentional, there was a strategy before he started posting. Because there's no way that content just popped up on TikTok, right? So,
but did he actively?
He didn't try and build a community. His community resonated with him, right? He put up something and he hoped, right? But there was strategy before putting that thing up and hoping. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, I'm gonna post a video, some content, specifically food.
We're talking about with current affairs.
Current affairs, quote unquote, on top. You know what I'm saying? That's a strategic move. And that placed his content in its own lane compared to other people that do similar content.
Could you say it counts as strategy even if you didn't necessarily think about it?
Yes, because you was consuming TikTok before you got on TikTok, right? You looked at videos, you know what I'm saying? And the inspiration to say, but I could do this. You know what I'm saying? I can do this, right? And then you have to think, how am I going to do this? You know what I mean? Like, that has to happen regardless. Before you post your video.
You know, I think you threw me off at the beginning. When you said, okay, if I want to make music, what do? I go to Casper's thing, I go to AKA's thing, I go to this thing, I read the comments on that. That's how I was like, nigga, that's true. Read the comments and see
this is what I'm saying.
To 10.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm
so that's serious.
The thing is, that is literal now if you want to run a music business. If you want to put out music and hope people resonate with it, you could do that.
Ski, but how do you run a music business from inception with 2 followers?
Exactly like this. This is how you do it. Right? First, you can choose what you want to do. Because you don't have to write your own lyrics, you don't have to make your own beat, you don't have to mix and master your own song. Other people can do that shit for you and you can go on about your direction. So you have 2 ways. You can do it organically built off inspiration, right? Or you can sit down and say, okay, these are the rappers that inspired me to rap. I have to analyze their fan base to see what it is that draws people towards these, buying customers towards these people. And you check, okay, I need somebody who can write me lyrics that are like this. Mm-hmm. I need somebody who can make me beats like this.
Yeah.
And then I need my drip, my swag, my image
to
look something like this.
Yeah.
Before you even record your first song, you've already started running that as a music business. Now you're not thinking, what's the inspiration? Fuck inspiration.
I think I see the issue.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not even, you don't need inspiration. You can go to studios, listen for hot songs, be like, I want this song. Let me buy this song. I'll be the artist. And we make a business out of it. You know what
I think
saying?
It is. I think you guys are looking at it from different perspectives. You're kind of looking at it from the perspective of everyone getting into the industry is a pure creative. Mm. Yes and no. Some people are looking at music saying, I want to make music because I want to make millions. Mm. So they will easily sit down from the get-go and say,
yeah,
this is what I want. This is the audience I want. This is how I want to look, and curate it like that.
Yeah.
They don't care about the creative aspect.
Yeah.
What's going to get me hits?
Yes.
And then what your approach is the creative aspect of like, what do I care about doing?
Yeah.
Let me bring an audience that cares about
For example,
what I care about.
Do you think, or do you know if Drake wrote your favorite Drake song?
Do I care or do I think?
Do you think he wrote it? Or do you know if he wrote it? Your favorite Drake song. This Drake song you like the most?
Yeah.
Did he write it?
That's a trick question, bro. Because it's Drake. He probably did it. There's a thing where it's like, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. So he did a business move on you. He looked at what you might like.
Yeah.
He went and got somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Or found somebody who's already doing it, which is even better. Did it in his voice.
Yeah. In my chat, you remember when I asked you that, do you do this from inception? So with Drake, it's I feel like
you can.
You can.
You can really do it from the beginning.
I was gonna say, in theory, I'd even say you should do it like that. I think also what you hopped on the strategy aspect, I think it's just about being intentional, which is the most important thing. And also I argue that, let's say you start making your music and whatever, and people start giving you feedback. If you guys are really on the same page, they'll start telling you feedback, but you'll also realize, hey, I also like this even more. Those are aspects that I like. And the community also highlights your identity. So it's like, if you start off, let's say with just, we're having fun, and you're just starting to make the stuff you like the most. You're just trying to, that's your goal. You want to really, really like your own song.
Yeah.
That person who rocks with you probably likes it, but because they have a different perspective, they give you feedback and you think about it like, damn, I also really like when I did that thing.
Yeah.
And then you start leaning into it, and then you start being more intentional about who that audience is. I don't think like that initial strategy from inception will be great because, like Blanco also mentioned, you don't even know who the audience is. Like you're starting off from a point of ignorance. But then as you go on and you have that intent from the beginning, not the intent of like, I just want to be like Cardi and make whatever in the studio. Having that intentional thing of like, okay, one step at a time, I release a song. Because even to be fair, like, I mean, even as a producer, right? If I make a hip hop beat, already I have an intent of who that beat is for. It's for a hip hop artist. So then it's like, some niggas just make beats. They're just like, today it's not going to be on my piano. I don't care if I'm Murder Beats or Kelvin Momo. Like, they don't have that thing yet. So I think it's just about being intentional, and doesn't have to be like a fixed strategy from the jump, but at least knowing like what you're going to do, and who it's going to be for. I think at least, the very least.
And I think we're missing that. Like, most of us as creatives are missing that because we start based on inspiration. We have creatives that inspire us, and we kind of want to be like them. You know what I mean? Also, we want to be able to live from what we're doing. So we never start thinking like, what am I going to do? And who is going to be into this? Who is this actually for?
Yeah.
Like, I never thought like, who's my customer?
when I started making music. I was thinking about impressing people with my rap skill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead
do you
of thinking,
feel like if you're thought like that, you'd be like,
everything would be so different.
Yeah.
I might not even have like made beats, mixing and mastering, none of that. I would have been like, okay, this is what good lyrics sound like, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously what I did was try to write good lyrics. Instead of that, I could have been like, I need to find someone who can write good lyrics. I need to find someone who can make good beats, and I need to find somebody who can mix.
I also kind of think about like my YouTube, same perspective. I was just doing shit. Like, what do I feel like doing this week? I'll vlog. I'll make a sketch.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll
you
do
see,
what I want.
and the thing is, that doesn't have, it's not a plan.
Yeah.
You have to say, okay, the plan is to make some money off of this thing, right? So I have this much time. I'm going to do this many videos. And after this many videos, I'm going to see how much. You check. It's different. And if you have that plan, it can keep you on track. It's different to saying, now it's Monday and you need to drop a video on Wednesday and you're like, what am I going to shoot? Should I vlog? What am I going to do? You know, it's different when you already know from Monday, I'm going to start shooting a video about this. Every Monday, I shoot videos about this. Every Wednesday or whatever, I shoot videos about this. It's different.
And I also argue there's like on some mystical mumbo jumbo stuff, there's like an internal compass, you know, that even before you start, like there is some level of intent, but you're just not conscious of it. Like even just, let's say you're on YouTube. You're just on YouTube. Already you're making it for what? People who go on YouTube. Right? Let's say you're speaking in English. Already you're targeting who? People
English
who understand English.
Yeah.
So I think even with the community, I think sometimes when you don't want to have that intent, now it's like, I mean, it's like going on a date with a girl and when now you're just, I'll date anyone. You're just, anyone who's a woman, right?
Yeah.
And then that Hunnid is there asking you like, let's say she's dark skin. You're like, do you like dark skin? And then you're like, I like light skin. It's like, why are you even here in the first place, nigga? What do you want, bro?
Yeah.
You know, you're there speaking Spanish. And she's like, nigga, why are you speaking Spanish to me, nigga?
When the shorty asks you, what do you like about me? And you're like,
anything.
Anything.
I like you showed up. So I think like in the same analogy, should be turned off like, this nigga just be dating anybody, bro. Like, I don't even like this nigga, you know?
No intention.
And I think our problem also becomes like you trying to appeal to everyone.
At the same time.
Issue. Because I think also when you are younger, you assume because you're into this thing and it seems to be popular that everyone is into that. You know what I mean? So I think we make that mistake instead of actually thinking about it like, wait, why do I even know this guy's music? Because I can understand English. If you can't understand English, how are you going to listen to Drake? You know what I mean? You might be like, oh, nice beat, but what is he saying? It's like
Bad Bunny.
I don't know if you guys remember when Ichima popped. Ichima!
Hey, that was a banger.
Smacked. How many times did you go back, or how many of those niggas did you know there was multiple niggas on the track?
I know there were multiple, but I didn't listen to the other
Did
songs.
you go in and like listen to anything else other than Ichima? Nah.
No community.
Yeah.
No, it's just you like that song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I actually did tap into them niggas. Let's check what's going on.
Were the other bangers?
They are, I don't know about bangers, but there's one guy who's still putting out music now. His name is Yuki Chiba. He used to be Ko.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah. Never, ever, ever forget.
Never forget.
Air Force One. That guy. Yeah. That guy's now called Yuki Chiba. He's got his own whole thing going on.
Okay, I get what y'all are saying. 100%. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not disagreeing. I get what y'all are saying. I think what I agree with y'all. You feel me? You can't go into something completely blind. You feel me? Like 100% blind. This man said he loved food. He was looking at controversial topics, and he made videos like that.
Yeah.
But bruh, nigga, let's put a whole bag here, bruh, and bet that if you ask every creative that made something out of themselves or that blew, they're gonna tell you, bruh, they're gonna give you the same answer he just did.
Not every creative.
Most of them.
Yeah. But who are the most successful? I look at like a nigga like Casper. I don't even think like Casper doesn't buy songs, right? But his strategy is intentional in terms of the genres he chooses to do and the lane he chooses to take. So maybe he's not getting niggas to write songs. Obviously, he doesn't make beats, so he's getting niggas to make beats and whatever, mixing and mastering, all those other things. But he's now saying, okay, piano is the thing. I do piano. Okay, right now, piano, whatever, I'm going to do hip-hop because... And it's all strategic. I don't think it's based on like how he feels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's... So, you know, I think it's just a different type of strategy. He's there like, okay, I'm going to go in this lane now. Okay, I'm going to do like some Kwaito vibes now. Okay, now I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? All intentionally, all premeditated.
Meditate.
You know what I'm saying? Not born of inspiration. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
And like, I feel like that is how you make the most money. Maybe not the most fans, maybe not the most loved, whatever, but the most money.
For
Get where I'm going with it.
Yeah. We're about 60 minutes in.
Damn.
And I wanted to touch on something, but I hope we don't take too much time. There's actually something I think Wavy was talking about on one of his TikToks. You know, I rock with the dude. So it's like, there was a time, I think it was with the Alchemy, her name Alchemy, right?
I think it's alchemy.
Yeah.
Because,
I think you were saying that you can't be like trying to be in bots when the community is Botswana and then you're trying to blow up in the States. Like what level is that too? Because you're trying to build a community as a Motswana. I think it goes back to that intent already. Like that's who you are and the things that you care about and you have preferences and characteristics and all of that. And then you're trying to go on a date with someone who doesn't even understand English and like Americans can't relate to us.
Necessarily.
We can't relate to them, but we're trying to get to them as a community. You know, like, so where is that too?
I think also, right, what everyone is trying to do is take advantage of the American market. That's the biggest market for music in the world. You know what I'm saying? So everybody wants to penetrate it. Even UK guys, you know what I'm saying? And people keep talking about it, like Central C is probably like one of the only few guys from the UK who people in the US take serious like that. But other genres, for example, penetrate real easy, like Afrobeat. And Afrobeat, those people don't understand Afrobeat, as in the lyrics. Obviously, there is a large Nigerian community, but Davido's doing stadiums, and it's not just Nigerians there. You know what I'm saying?
Also, Amapiano is really...
You know what I mean?
UK.
But also, I feel like the part of the reason why Amapiano can penetrate in Europe is because of how South African it is. You know what I'm saying? It's exported to them
as a South African
product packaged. And the other thing is, it's dance music. So those people want to dance, and that shit is vibey. You know what I mean? Makes you want to dance. So I feel like there's that element, right? So now, strategically, I think as an artist, if you're in bots, especially if you're a rapper, you're thinking, how do I penetrate the States market? Well, first of all, you have to understand, right? So what? I have to rap in English, right? But when I rap in English, I don't sound like an American. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is, bro.
Yeah.
You're from bots. Or
Management.
you're from, management. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, picky. Exactly. You know what I mean? You're going to get there and you might think you sound a certain way.
Yeah.
Maybe. But they think you sound weird.
See what's going on.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you were giving examples. I was trying to give one too. Mine took a little too long.
Fair enough.
Especially. Yeah, my bad.
You know? And I'm like, fine, even in America, there are people who aren't the greatest English speakers. But at the end of the day, bro, if a guy from Atlanta is going to understand what you're saying, the message has to be clear cut. You know what I mean? And he has to hear you, let's say, through your accent. Like, before he thinks about your accent, how you sound, he has to hear what you're saying. You get me? And most of the time, just because you're African or just not American, the first thing that they're going to hear is your accent. You know what I mean? And it matters in the States. Well, where are you from? You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So I think that's the tricky thing is having a local product. Look at Sampa the Great. You know, her music is like Afro-inspired. She does do hip-hop, but it's more Afro-inspired and whatever. And now, you know, she can do Coachella and she can do all these big shows because she's exporting a product that isn't necessarily already there. You know what I mean? Like, I might even bring it back to the Nasty thing. Like, I feel like Nasty's a hard rapper. And he's probably harder than, let's say, 80% of rappers in States, right? But still, it's like he can't penetrate the States market. You get where I'm going with it?
Yeah, but I also think, like, the perspective I have about this, like, whole, whether you're attracting the Botswana market or not, it's like the same conversation we're having right now about strategy versus doing what you feel like doing, right? A lot of times people are going to be creatives and do things that inspire them. So I listened to Tupac. So I want to make music like Tupac. And that's just what inspires you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Botswana also listen to Tupac, but they're not trying to hear Tupac from a Botswana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a shaky situation.
Bars.
It's a shaky situation about, like, are you doing what you want at the same time? Are you giving people what they need?
Yeah.
And then you can kind of argue that
Bars.
it's like social media, right?
Tips is spitting, bro.
Social media kind of saves you in that you can just you have access to almost everybody.
Yeah.
This nigga said, you're doing what you want, but are you giving people what they need?
With social media kind of helps because people can easily just, you know, I can
find you and
I can find an audience in Angola. I remember back when I used to go through my YouTube analytics, you'll find 1% Pakistan. I'm like, who's this guy? What are you doing here? But at the same time, I guess going back to the alchemy situation, when that's the case, you should understand that okay, maybe also, I'm not giving Botswana what they want.
Exactly. But now, also, I feel like kind of the thing that I don't know, maybe I don't want to say we're ignoring about alchemy is that she even chooses or brands her music as alternative, right? And what do we know about alternative? What does it mean when the music is alternative? It's like it's an alternative to popular music, right? That means music that is not popular. You are choosing to make music that is not popular.
And then you're complaining about...
You check. And then...
You're complaining about not being popular.
In Botswana.
Where, I feel you.
Like, it's either popular music or it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, in Bots, my nigga, you're either doing hip-hop, some type of dance music, piano, or traditional. And then after that, you're doing alternative niche stuff. Super niche. Even hip-hop, I feel like
it's niche.
Is niche.
I was about to say
check.
that, yeah.
So if you decide you're gonna do rock, then you wanna say, bots, what bots is not for me. Like, duh. You know, but like, you know, your strategy is already flawed from the beginning, and then we apply it in the international context. Okay, fine. You're doing already unpopular music, so you wanna go and do that unpopular music somewhere else. Where?
Uphill battle.
It's an uphill battle. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to UK and do some unpopular music in the UK.
I don't think she knows
shout out Alchemy.
I don't think
like alternative. I mean, that's literally it's an alternative to what's there, the mainstream.
I think the other issue is, as creatives, I think I also fell into this. I also saw a few other creators at our time falling into this. I think he talked about it earlier as well. You think that your interest is everyone else's interest.
Yeah.
You know, so it's easy to think that, dog, I made this, it bangs. This is funny, this is good.
And in the alternative community,
it probably bangs.
But there's like 10 of y'all.
Yeah. 10 is nuts.
No, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. I don't know if there are any last comments, but we're over time.
Yeah.
So is that anything anyone else wants to add? Or we're cool?
I think I'm cool.
I bet. In that case, yeah. Thank you for listening. Please leave a comment. Really appreciate it. This was No Reason Given. Talking about building a community. If there's anything that you guys really care about as you listen to my voice and you don't see my face, please leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We read your comments in real life. Like we're reading them, even the bad ones. You know? When you said Blanco was hating on Nasty C because Blanco was saying he's bigger than Nasty C, we read that. Blanco knows you said that.
Wait, can I say, y'all stupid as hell. Y'all dumb. I'm not scared of you guys. You guys are
and you haven't talked about it.
This nigga found that video and if you watched it and you're like, this guy thinks he's bigger than Nasty, you were dumb, nigga.
This guy's always fighting niggas in the comments.
Hey, my nigga. I'm grown, dog. If you wanna come in my comment section and swear at me, then I'm gonna swear at you. Eh? Why must that be nice to
like
you?
even the TikTok, sometimes I'll just be scrolling and it's him replying to someone saying he's dumb.
No, guys, some people they need to be told.
And also the Duke Dennis allegations.
That's
valid for real.
Valid for real,
Duke.
bruh.
He has the Duke pressure.
I don't even know, man.
Balaclava Dennis.
Bruh. I got that. I'm Timu Duke Dennis. I'm Buke Dennis.
Duke Dennis.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. If you see me right now, that must mean that you watched until the end of the video. So firstly, thank you so much for watching until the end. If you haven't yet liked the video, please make sure to leave a like because you watched until the end anyway, so you probably like it. Also, more importantly, leave a comment. You watched the entire thing, so your comment will be very valuable to us as to things we can change, people we can bring on, topics we can discuss. We actually read your comments and we would actually appreciate that feedback. With that said, I hope you catch us on the next episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe because that will help the algorithm push our content to you so you don't miss out on any future episodes. With that said, thank you. This was No Reason Given. Yeah.